Hey guys, well, it's back to work. It's playing full-time paramedic. We left on Saturday of last week, and it's Saturday again, October the 3rd. During that trip, we covered over 3,000 miles. Had a very eventful, productive working period in South Dakota. We're able to meet with our supplier for the thermal scanning systems with PAM Distributing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. During the trip in South Dakota, we absolutely proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that technology works. This is not vaporware. There's a lot of integration that has to still occur, a lot of customization that has to occur, and that costs money. We have spent over $70,000 to this point out of our basic investments. We set up a wefunder account, which was a means of extending to people the opportunity to make investments who were not accredited investors, with the understanding that those safe agreements, simple agreements for future equity would convert to stock in the future. This is the only legal way I could find a way to allow paramedics, EMTs, nurses, respiratory therapists, and people like us who do not have a lot of finances to invest in a startup company. I cannot promise that we will be successful. I cannot promise it's not a risk. But this is as close to getting in on a company like Apple or a Facebook, a Hewlett Packard, a Microsoft, or anything. This is where you're working in the garage, you're busting your tail, and you're putting every dime you have into making this work. We have an Australian subsidiary that we founded with Mick Lazelle and Abby Scott. That's ready to roll. We're getting ready to go back to heavily trying to push the thermal scanning and the remote monitoring for COVID. We don't know if that's going to work. I will tell you that the politics of COVID is such that there's a lot of denial on both sides. One extreme wants to go, it's the end of the world. Other extreme doesn't exist. All we're about is screening out people who are potentially infectious and keeping them out the workforce so they don't infect the rest of your workforce. I believe that everyone saw the paramedic students who were using the digital ultrasound with the physician who was in Florida directing them in South Dakota. That is going to be a brand new industry. Did some basic assessments. The global code for transcranial Doppler is $138. Splits down into $111 for the physician, $27 for the professional who provides the scan. And if you think there are 13 million strokes in America, and those strokes are going to have to be screened pre-hospital. We cannot bring CT scans to everybody. But transcranial Doppler ultrasound gives us an opportunity to screen people to the proper facilities in very rural air settings, increase the likelihood that they do not have a hemorrhagic stroke, and open up the possibility of getting pre-hospital TPA in very rural communities. The ultrasound is also going to be used for fast scans, obviously pregnancies, obviously for acute abdominal pains. There were 130 million ER visits last year. 90% required IV access. So for those difficult IVs, the ultrasound will come into play. But our company is an infrastructure company. It's made to make things happen where we can facilitate ultrasound, we can facilitate telemed consults. We can facilitate the paramedic going out after the telemed consult and providing the care the physician prescribes. So we're not a one-trick pony. So while we're getting a lot of likes for the urgent EMS model and the things that we're doing, we really need to step up the wefunder, because this costs money, a tremendous amount of money to start up a company. Right now, this last trip cost me about $3,500. Because we went all out and we pushed hard to do things. I took off from work, I burned up all my PTO, which I'm glad to do because that's my investment in the company. The minimum investment for the wefunder is $100. Depending on how you do your investment, it can be as much as $2,000. Now, mind you, we are a startup company. We believe the proof's in the pudding that with the past week, we have proved we have something here. The company was founded with 10 million shares. The wefunder is putting out 1,070,000 potential safe agreements or shares that will agreements that will convert to shares, but at 80% discount. At some point, the company will have to do splits to increase the share pool to continue to raise capital. People will make the investment now or get the most bang for their buck. We can always fail. I have to say that because that's with any investment. But please go back and look at the videos from this week that have been posted to the Urgent EMS site. Look at the wefunder. If you go out to the casino on a weekend and you blow $200 or $300, if you put that $200 to $300 into the wefunder, you have a potential of turning back a very nice return. So let me get out of here and get back on the ambulance and get back to the saving lives one-on-one. For me, though, the wefunder gives us an opportunity to get urgent EMS operational. And unlike saving lives one-on-one, it's like throwing a pebble into a pond and maximizing the people that we can help and we can do things for. I look forward to seeing everybody. We got some other things coming pretty quickly. We have some leads on potential investment in South Dakota. We're going to pursue all those leads. We're going to start pursuing some grants also. But all that requires money to keep us afloat, pay the bills, integrate things. In terms of the ultrasound, we're probably within 6 months of being able to deploy a commercially viable product. And the reason I say that is because we have to deal with insurance. We have to deal with hiring staff. I don't have a salary. So all this traveling and all the work that is done comes out of my pocket. I do get some minimal reimbursement from our investments. But for the most part, is roll up our sleeves and busting tail to make this happen. Ideally, I would like to be off the ambulance and working full-time on this project so that we can accelerate faster. So for me, going after investment dollars is very important. The wefunder offers an opportunity to do that from a large pool of people, and it gives an opportunity to hopefully create wealth for my friends and people who believe in the concepts that we're doing. Have a wonderful day.